because Paulo Costa is dangerous, and it's a hard fight for Khamzat Chimaev, or at least you expect it to be a hard fight for Khamzat Chimaev. But when you look at Khamzat and what he has done in such a short period of time, you are so impressed. He beat a former #1 in Gilbert Burns at 170, and now he's fighting a guy in Paulo Costa who was also a #1 in the title contender at 185. So regardless of what you feel about the kid, that kid is not afraid of any fight, and it looks like he's willing to take any fight in any weight class.
He's a good fighter. You know, at the end, very, very deep on the bottom, he's a good fighter. And yeah, let's go there, beat him on his foot house.
Paulo Costa versus Khamzat, co-main in Abu Dhabi, and they're saying Islam will headline it. You can read him. Costa Khamzat, 3-round war. I would rather see almost a 3-rounder than a 5-rounder, but that would be so sick.
I stole some his hype. I stole his night sleep. I stole his cap. I stole his main event fight. Chimaev, you need to do something, motherfucker. I stole everything that you had.
So anyway, there it is. Paulo Costa's out there talking a lot of shit, claiming that he missed weight because of him. Basically saying all the right thing. What you're trying to do when we're trash talking, we're trying to get a response from our opponent. We're trying to get them triggered. We're trying to get them to bite. We're trying to get them to tweet. And the UFC have always done a great job of putting on the fights that the public want to see.
The person who ends up or winds up getting emotional in this fight is a person that's gonna make mistakes. You know, does Khamzat think he can just go in there and die for that double round the back against a guy like Paulo? Is he gonna be able to take him down and then do what he has to do, getting on top of him? So I think in this situation, it's a psychological war. Who's the person that's going to have the right game plan and be mentally strong and mentally focused whenever it is that they actually fight?
I want that fight so bad, a lot. I want a lot that fight. Dana wants a lot that fight. The audience wants that fight, but not Chimaev. Chimaev doesn't want that fight. So he try hard to get another guys to fight. Leon Edwards, Belal Muhammad, Usman. He called all these guys desperate to fight him, and only the guys on the division. But he's a kind of nuts because he was not fighting on the 170. He gonna fight on 185. So he was trying to pull up some lighter guys to 185. You understand? Not fight a genuine 185. I think, my thoughts.
And I think he's going to give Khamzat a very tough fight. I think it's going to be very interesting. Now, if he doesn't give him a tough fight, if Khamzat goes out there and beats Paulo Costa and dominates Paulo Costa, then clearly this guy is going to be a beast at 185 pounds as well. I think he should have the advantage there. I'm just excited that this fight has been put together. I think this is the best possible, one of the best possible non-title fights that you can make at 185 pounds in the UFC.
You know, didn't Costa fight Romero and stop his takedown at some point? Yeah, I mean, I think Costa could wrestle. I mean, 3-round, Chimaev has a way better shot than a 5-round. But I mean, it's gonna be a good war, man. It's gonna be a good war. Hopefully they both show up and have a good scrap.
Dude, let's just see if they can get to the cage first. Those guys are some of the biggest jokers in the sport, just complete fakes, frauds, you know, like that's why, you know, someone like me, every time the UFC, the reason I'm in the good graces with the UFC, because I'm a company man. I show up every time. I'm professional.
I mean, we saw Costa defend a lot of takedowns from Yoel Romero. We saw him beat him on the feet. We saw him win the fight. When you look at Khamzat Chimaev, there's a lot of the same qualities that Yoel Romero and Khamzat Chimaev has. You know, Yoel was an Olympic medalist, you know, in wrestling. Chimaev isn't an Olympic level wrestler. However, he does use it very, very effectively in the UFC. He's got knockout power. Yoel Romero had knockout power. Where I'm going with this is that if Costa was able to beat Yoel Romero, what this says to me is that don't be quite so sure that Chimaev is going to walk through him the same way he walked through everybody else.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun fight because we're going to see, like, Paulo Costa, he's got good takedown defense. We're going to see which one shows up. If we see the one that fought Yoel Romero, then, man, I mean, this is going to be a barn burner of a fight, man. It's going to be a fantastic fight.
That fight is going to be bananas. We thought that the Gilbert Burns fight was going to teach us a lot about Khamzat, and it did. It taught us that he's as good as they come. It also taught us that regardless of the level of competition, this young man is going to compete the same way. And he did. He won a very competitive fight against Gilbert Burns. But Gilbert Burns' willingness to stand in the fire and fight him is what made it a more competitive fight. Now he's got a bigger guy in Paulo Costa who's willing to do the same thing.
He's a big dude, man. Like Paulo was able to defend Yoel Romero, and he did it right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if Romero even got him down, but if he did get him down, Paulo got back up to his feet. 3-round fights for Paulo are the best fights that he could have. Now, if it was a 5-rounder, I'd be thinking a little bit different because the gas tank does change, and we saw that in the past with Paulo, especially if you're bringing in wrestling. You see, anything can happen in this fight, but when it comes to pure defense and when it comes to hands and when it comes to power, I gotta give it to Paulo.
Oh yes, I think everything about this fight gonna be very intense. Even now, before so long before the fight is so intense, and the press conference was gonna be crazy. The fight, I think, gonna be crazy as well. I think he gonna be so aggressive. He gonna jump on the legs, try to put me down, put me on wrestler, you know, on the. Yeah, I think he gonna. Everything about this fight is amazing.
Both the guys talk trash. They're gonna be going back and forth with each other. I think it comes down to how much the wrestling will play a factor. If Khamzat, you know, when he was taking guys down at 170, he was going double leg and picking them up. You're not gonna be able to pick up Costa like a little guy because we've only seen him go against smaller guys. Costa's gonna be bigger than Khamzat, and I think it'll be mostly on the feet. And I think it's going to be a banger. I think both these guys are going to bang it out.
Abu Dhabi is like different energy. For me, like, you know, they love me so much there. It's like I'm at home, you know, my hometown. Smash somebody there, you know. So I don't think that guy too big, you know, so I had no problem. I smash everybody, you know. So.
You know, this fight is for 3 rounds, quickly. Rounds of 5 minutes, so I think this fight will be crazy and gonna end at first round knockout.
I'm gonna go in hard punches and maybe knock him out. So if he goes down, like, so meet him, you know, as ground and pound and smash. I don't know. I don't have some plans. So all the fights is like that. Just go in like. I believe my instincts, you know, like going. My body works, my mind works inside that.
If he beats Paulo Costa, Khamzat Chimaev will have earned himself a title fight at 185 pounds. And I don't think anyone can disagree with that.
But it's a big jump up. These guys are very big. Paulo Costa is one of those guys. He's very experienced in that division. But if Khamzat is able to dominate someone like Paulo Costa, he has an opportunity, and I think a huge opportunity to get a title shot after that one.
Chimaev is 12-0. 11 finishes, and he's coming off a dominant first-round submission of Kevin Holland. Costa has an 86% finish rate, and let me just say this. He and Chimaev do not like each other. This should be one hell of a fight.
This fight's gonna be, you know, absolute fires. It's gonna be more of that anticipation that's gonna really sell this fight because you got 2 guys that were almost getting ready to fight at the UFC PI. And now they're actually going to fight. What a treat for us.
Look at this. Romesh Shane has no chance. 0. No chance.